What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again giving you guys another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a horror sequel to the previous successful installment, and it is The Conjuring 2, directed once again by James Wan and starring Farrah Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, Francis O'Connor, and Madison Wolfe. This movie is the direct sequel to the first Conjuring film, which came out 3 years ago, and it is the continuing storyline of the paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Farrah Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. There's this new case that they discover about a family who lives in Enfield, London, all the way across the seas, about this family having this strange and creepy spirit haunting their house every single night, including this little girl who's very terrified going through this experience every single night. The Warrens have to travel to London and investigate this house while there's some terrifying, creepy shit that all goes down by the end of this movie. So The Conjuring 2 is a film that I was really looking forward to because I loved the first Conjuring film that James Wan directed. I considered that film to be one of the best horror films I've seen in years. It had great performances and it was scary as all hell. And plus there's a sense of you being worried going into this film because you're kind of thinking to yourself, is there really any need for a sequel? Because every single horror sequel has been shitty. But with The Conjuring 2, guys, I have to say, this is the best horror sequel I have ever seen. This movie, from start to finish, had me scared, on the edge of my seat, throughout the entire runtime. This movie was so damn good. First off, with my positives, I must praise the director himself, James Wan. This guy, with this film, is the best director in horror today. Whenever I see these directors make terrible horror films with no effort whatsoever, I just love to see the real master, James Wan, step in and show them how it is done. This guy knows how to direct this genre, and he does it with class. Now I must talk about the performances in this movie because they really what made this movie great. Starting with the two stars, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Farrah Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. These guys were fantastic. They are the protagonists in this movie that come help and save this family. I really like them. Their chemistry's fantastic. And what they do, you're just rooting for them to succeed. One performance in this movie that blew me away, it's the little girl played by Madison Wolfe. She was so damn good in this movie. I totally understood her situation and her problems, and I totally felt bad for this little girl and what she has to deal with throughout this entire movie. She is the total victim of all of this bad shit, and she gives such a good performance. She has a bright career ahead of her. The whole movie basically takes place in this small house in London, and the cinematography in this movie is so great. It captures the overall tone, the scariness of it. You're on the edge of your seat. The use of jump scares in this movie, and James Wan is the type of guy that does it right. Now, does this movie have a lot of jump scares, guys? Yes, it does. But they're all good jump scares. There are some jump scares in this movie which I will address in my negatives, but I'm saying the majority of the jump scares in this movie you're totally not expecting. Once you see it and you hear the loud noise, you're automatically terrified, and I just need to praise that. The jump scares are great. Which ties into my only flaw with this movie, and it's that the first half of this movie, the first act, some of the jump scares are kind of predictable. And that is totally not a bad thing. I'm just basically nitpicking. It's that The first couple of scenes, I really wasn't that scared, leading all the way up to the end where I was terrified. I'm just saying the first couple of scenes, I was kind of expecting it, is what I'm saying. That's it, guys. This movie blew me away. Definitely the best horror sequel I have ever seen. I love the performances, James Wan's direction, and the total scariness of it is definitely worth seeing this weekend, guys. On my rating scale, I'm going to give The Conjuring 2 a 4.5 out of 5 stars. If it wasn't for that first act with those jump scares, this movie would absolutely get a 5 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, that was my review for James Wan's The Conjuring 2. Have you guys seen this movie yet? Are you going to go see it? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Thank you guys as always for watching this review, and if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!